Also, I'm audible, right? Like from the last row also. Great. Thank you. Thank you very much. So before starting, I would like to thank Shala ma'am for giving this opportunity, and HOD ma'am also to giving us this opportunity to collaborate with your college so that we can show you this innovative tool which we have developed so that the ease of calculation can be there. So we do a lot of calculations. Being dietitians, we are always around surrounded by numbers, and every single case study depends on so many numbers. So what we did, we created this tool on Google Sheet so that more of the dietitians can save a lot of time and focus more on nutrients. So before starting, I would like to introduce the organization I am representing today. We are NSR Nutri EduTech Solutions. Evidently, we are working in the field of nutrition education and technology. Here, NSR stands for Nutrition Support Resource. That means we are here providing resources in the support of nutrition. So whatever we can do in the field of nutrition, we will try our hands to fix that. We got recognition from Manipal Technology Incubator, from Department of Science and Technology, Government of India. We had received our initial funds for such innovations from Nidhi EIR Fellowship, and also we are a Startup India recognized organization. A little about myself. I am Nikesh Kumar Jain. I am one among you. I have done my master's in dietetics and applied nutrition from Manipal University, Karnataka. And right now I'm heading technology and innovation at NSR. So I was the head during development of such tools with NutriCal. So we have plenty of other tools also we are working on, and I'm going to introduce you today with NSR NutriCal. Right now, it is India's most efficient nutrient analysis tool because it is very, very user-friendly. What it has ISC 2017 database, which is our latest database we are having in our Indian continent. Then we compiled USD database in the same format in which the IFCD database is there, so that you don't have to use two different interface while solving a simple case study. Next, what we gave you the option to doing a nutrition assessment, which is based on FSSAI guidelines. And this way you can actually put a claim to any recipe you are working on. It is being developed on Google Sheet, which makes it very, very cost effective. Now, NutriCal is solving few problem statements. I will be taking you all one by one from first problem statement to the last problem statement. Yes. So the very first problem statement is repetition of same calculations, and which consumes a lot of our time. I think you all must be familiar with this sheet. We all do such calculations for every single case study. Let's assume that in this particular case study, I want to solve for 25 ingredients and I want to assess 10 nutrients out of it. That means I have to do 250 repetition of one single formula, which is unit conversion formula. That is nothing, quantity per 100 gram divided by 100 multiplied by the desired quantity. Not only that, for example, if I am not having 25 ingredients, I am having 50 ingredients, 500 repetitions of one single formula. Or I don't want to look for 10 nutrients, I want to look for 20 nutrients. I want to have a very comprehensive insight of my diet structure or whatever case I am solving right now. Again, 500 repetition of one single formula. So why we are wasting so much of time in using one single formula, which we have already studied in 4th standard? It's a basic unit conversion formula. Not only that, pain point starts from the very first value, which is quantity per 100 gram. It is not easy. You have to go to that book IFCT, or you have to go and use the PDF. First, you have to reach to that particular nutrient and then look for the ingredient and then look for the nutrient. It will take few minutes to get that one single number only. So that the first number of the equation itself taking minutes. So what we did, we compiled this entire process into few steps, which can give you accurate results. So you don't have to do all those multiplication and addition and then erasing. For example, you're not meeting certain calories or fat, or any vitamin, let's say vitamin A. So what you have to do, you again will go to the database, again do all the calculation, you will erase it, then sum it up, and then again subtract it from the required quantity. All this tiresome work has been reduced to within few seconds, not even minutes. So now I'm going to show you for this particular problem statement, the live demo of the NutriCal. So this is the sheet which we have developed. So there are different drop downs over here, giving you many options to follow. The first drop down here is how to choose which database you are going to use, IFCT, USDA. You can create your own databases also in the same sheet. So let's take IFCT. Then what we did, we divided the entire database in the same format, different food groups, cereals and millets, grain legumes. Okay, no problem. So now where I was, so here I was. So it's clearly visible, I guess. Yes, great. So in this section, we have different food groups. Why? Because we want to promote innovation inside nutrition. Why we are following the same recipe which is already being developed? Why not students can use some other ingredient from the same food group to fulfill that requirement of some particular case? So similarly, you can do it. And all food items will give you the option to fill this list very fast. So let's take rice. All I have to do is I have to type rice, and whatever options of rice are there in the IFC database will come in front of you. So I think I'll take raw rice. I'm putting 45 grams here. And similarly, you can look for anything. Green gram dal, that fast it is. The very first problem, turning those pages, going to that PDF, scrolling the pages again and again to look for that one single food item. Just write for few initials you will type and you will get the output. And you can add anything from any food group. Apple I want to look for. Let's put some apple here. 30 grams. So whatever you can put. I want to put some oil. I'm putting coconut oil over here. 10. And similarly, you can just keep on adding your ingredients and their desired quantity. Now, in this particular, in the fourth row, we have nutrients. So we have already mentioned macros for you, but again, there are 225 nutrients. You can select any. Again, you don't have to scroll the list. What you can do, you can directly type. I want to look for total dietary fiber. So I can just look for total dietary fiber. I want to look for iron, for example. Iron is in front of me. So once I am done with my input, with the same format, in the column side, I am having my ingredients with the desired quantity, and in the row top, I am having my nutrient. It is the same format the way we are solving our case studies, right? Now, in the top bar here, you have the command center of this sheet. From this drop down, you will give the command when to do calculation for this particular sheet. So very first option is there, NutriCal. You will click it, and you will see you will get in progress here. And within a few seconds, the output is in front of you. Just within few seconds. Now the job of a mathematician is given to NutriCal, and we all can focus being dietitian. Now we can sit and discuss with our peer group, our fellow student, or my teammate, that why not change 45 grams to 55 grams, and let's see what the distribution change will come. So this way, for one single case study, let's take an example of a diabetic case study. So you have one case study. We have many groups, or every single individual is working on that. So why not we can have innovative recipes coming out of from the student's brain for same case study. So this way, God knows what super combination a student can bring out, which nobody has used yet. So this way, it is very fast. So for example, I want to, instead of 45, I want to 55. I want to add anything else. Let's take spinach. I want to add into this. Okay. I'm adding like 30 grams of spinach. So what will happen? Again, what I'll do, just one click, and now I can devote my time in discussing more about case and how to use this output for the betterment of my case. See, the output is in front of me, and it is 100% accurate. And that's how NutriCal is solving the very first problem statement. Now let's move on to the second problem statement, which is our database itself. Now, a student is a fresher in the field. He or she doesn't know what option to choose from. He doesn't know, like, from cereal group, which is the highest amount of total dietary fiber provided by which food item, or lowest kilocalories provided by which food item. Do cereals have vitamin C or not? So we don't have that thing. And the database is huge. 545 food items, around 150 nutrients. So it is very difficult to look for these numbers. And there's very less interpretation. Like, for example, this is the first page of our IFCT book. If I'm going to ask just from this table, tell me which food item is giving me highest amount of total dietary fiber per 100 gram. You can answer me, but it will take a huge amount of time. You will go number by number. So what we did, we converted all these numbers into easy to understand, easy to interpret graphical representation. Every single number in the book, the huge book which we are having, every single number is being transferred into a graphical representation. So it will give you an improved learning. And now let's move on to the demo, and I'll show you that. So second drop down, IFC 2017 is here. It has all the food groups available in the IFCT book. Let's take the example of cereals only. You will click and a pop-up will come out, and that will start putting graph in front of your screen. It takes just few seconds to bring the graph from the server to your particular sheet. Once you start using, the more you are using, the faster the sheet will become. Yes, now it's coming. Now see this. Evidently, right now, it is like 100 times more easy to understand those numbers. It is actually the same numbers over here. I'll show you. This is the number, and same thing is being replicated using graph. And there's an option to full screen also. I'll just, in the bottom right corner, you will get an option to full screen. Now see this. Easily you can see within the same food group, there's a distribution difference of individual nutrient available. Okay. Now, what interpretation we can have? So for example, and you can sort the data also. I'll just reduce it to the normal screen. And the moment you are tapping to any nutrient, it will sort the data for you from maximum to minimum. So you don't have to go numbers by numbers here also. So now once the sorting is done, so you can see clearly, I am having from maximum to minimum. So let's take the example of energy only. I can clearly see from the graph that there is no significant difference in the calorie distribution of cereal group. That means if I am eating rice, I am eating wheat roti, I am eating barley roti, I am eating ragi roti, every single ingredient is giving me approximately similar amount of calories. So if my case is dependent on calories, I can choose any ingredient I want. But there is a catch that when I go on the bottom, I am having maize. So maize is giving me least amount of kilocalories. So when we take the average, so every single other food item is giving me 3 kilocalorie per gram. Now, for example, if I am eating 30 grams of rice or 30 grams of chapati, wheat flour, so 30 into 3, 90 kilocalorie. When I'm having maize, it is giving 1 kilocalorie per gram. So whatever I'm giving of maize, it will give me 30 kilocalories for 30 grams. So 30 grams of wheat, rice, ragi, barley, whatever, will give me 90 kilocalorie, but maize will give me 30. Now, so fast. And I'm damn sure, like, for years and years, you will never forget this information. So this way, within few minutes, that's how we can improve the learning and education about nutrient. Now, not only that, I was talking about fiber. So let's sort the fiber also. One click, now the database will get sorted for fiber. See, the total dietary fiber maximum to minimum is there. Calories is same, but fiber distribution is so different. So this way, a dietitian can use the brain, which food item to use, what is the case requirements, a constipation case or diarrhea case, how I used to use fiber, then what fiber to use, insoluble fiber, soluble fiber. So it's that easy. The highest amount per 100 gram is given by barley. Now you will never forget this information. Not only that, let's go to bottom left corner. You have tables, more tables will come out. This is approximate tables. We have water soluble vitamins, fat soluble vitamins, minerals and trace elements. You can look for iron, folate, whatever you want. Then fatty acid profile, MUFA PUFA distribution you can look for. And that is not only for cereals, any food groups. So let's take example of MUFA PUFA. I'll maximize this for you. Yes, I'm waiting. Hope everyone is getting my voice clear, right? Just do let me know when to restart. Okay, done. Okay, now. So see this. We are having same amount of calories, but there's a huge difference in MUFA PUFA distribution. So this way, cardiac case I want to solve. Which kind of fatty acid I should provide to my client? You can easily look for. What we did to improve education, we gave empty graphs also. This cholesterol, obviously there is no cholesterol in plant-based sources. So we have put empty graphs also. So this way you can easily figure out which food group is not a source of particular nutrient. Okay. Now I was talking about water soluble vitamins. Let's look for water soluble vitamins. See, total B6, folate distribution is different. Highest is given by quinoa. So if I'm getting a pregnancy case, I can choose high folate food items very easily. And also you can easily look, there is no vitamin C and very negligible amount of vitamin C is provided by maize. That means I can easily claim cereals is not a source of vitamin C. If my requirement is of immunity factor, cereals is not will be not my choice if I want to create a product or whatever I want to create a product. So this way, you can look for any food group. Green leafy vegetables, if I want to look for micronutrients is my requirement, I will look for green leafy vegetables. I am going for animal meat, any non-vegetarian product, I will mainly concern for my fat distribution, what kind of fat is provided by that particular food item. So this way, a student, a researcher, whoever is using it, a clinical dietitian, they can spend more time in understanding nutrients rather than getting their mathematics done every single time. Because right now what is happening, we are rushing behind meeting those numbers blindly. We want innovation in nutrition so that more and more students can up with so many researches that we can take the stand for the industry of entire nutrition fraternity in India, that we deserve the respect, because the power of being a dietitian is huge. When we get a case and when we are reversing the diabetic cases, getting them off medicine, that is a magical responsibilities you all will be having in the future. Now, that is the second problem statement solved by NutriCal. Now, the third problem statement is something which is one of its own kind. I've never not seen these things being analyzed in any education institute or in normal day-to-day practice also. This is never being institute, which is how to get nutrition claim and nutrition statement for any recipe I'm working on. And why we made this to improve not only innovation, but entrepreneurship also. If you are following Shark Tank or any other food product outside but is healthy, it is some outsider making. And they are claiming that I have made a protein powder, I am making a protein bar. Not only that, we have so many recipe competition within institute, right? So why we are just using ragi just because I want to put iron? That is pre-notions. Why not we actually claim it? And if I want to package that product and sell it outside in the market, so can I have sufficient evidence to claim it that this recipe which I have developed is a source of folate for a pregnant lady? It is a source of protein for a lactating lady. It is a source of protein for a growing teenage girl. How I can do it? And why nobody has done it yet? Equations are very simple. Mathematics is not that difficult, but the process is very complex. Why? First, you have to calculate the recipe total for every desired nutrient total. Then you will convert it to a standard recipe by getting per 100-gram nutrient. Then you will compare it to the Indian RDA to get the RDA percentage for that particular targeted RDA group. And that percentage value you will compare with the FSSAI guidelines to get that one single output, which will be either the recipe will be protein rich or a source of protein or not a source of protein. So much of mathematics and complex just to get one number, and that way it was never efficient. So what we did, we compiled this entire process in one single click. Now the software will do for you, it will do the calculation, it will make a standard recipe for you, it will take the RDA from the databases, compare it, give you the RDA percentage, and then it will give you the nutrition claim. And this triangle of information is being compiled into one single button. So for that, we have a secondary sheet over here. This is the sheet for nutrient analysis. You don't have to select the nutrients because whatever nutrients is available in the RDA book, we have already mentioned. It is irrespective of whatever nutrient you have selected on the NutriCal sheet. It doesn't matter because I have not selected folate here, zinc here. So it is independent. It is only taking your this information. So let's take a recipe. I'm putting Unity College recipe. Any recipe I'm working on, let's say. This is some recipe I was working on. Completely random recipe. So all I have to do is I will come to this sheet. Here you can select the RDA food group. So let's take pregnant women, second trimester, moderate worker. Very easy. I don't have to carry RDA book now. I don't have to turn the pages. I don't have to look for the table. I don't have to convert the numbers again and again based on the sedentary, moderate, and heavy worker. All done automatically the moment you have selected pregnant woman second trimester. Now nothing I have to do. The very first button in the command center, NutriCal analysis, one click. Now I will sit back and magically the Unity College recipe has come here. Now it is doing that, and within a few seconds the entire database is being assessed for you. And trust me, when I was developing this part, even I was not sure that can we get this output this fast. And when we got it, we felt a magic in front of us, because now the limitation of a dietitian or a student or anybody who is working on a product line is being reduced to few seconds. And I have done the survey that to solve one case study, it was taking around 45 minutes to 1 hour, now reduced to few seconds. So you're actually saving 1 hour per case studies. So that saved amount can be invested into reading, research. So now let's assess what is there. Okay, so it is not low in calorie. It is a source of protein, and you can actually claim it. If I'm putting this, make a recipe, sell it in a restaurant, on a cafe, I can actually put in my menu bar, it is a source of protein for pregnant lady. Okay, it is not a source of dietary fiber. It is very low in sodium. It is not a source of any other micronutrient. And it is giving you the nutrient assessment also. This recipe or product is a source of protein and meets 10% of the RDA, and the bracket, it will show you what is the RDA also. So it is, you are not in the blind game. Student can actually learn by this also. Okay, what was the RDA for pregnant women, second trimester, moderate worker? That was 55.2 gram per day. Okay, and similarly for other thing. Now what will happen if I'll change the same recipe for a normal women of moderate worker? Okay, again, I have to select it. I have to command my sheet, do the calculation. And now within few seconds, it will go in progress. Numbers has changed. Look, it is still a source of protein, but now the requirement has reduced. Okay. So now this recipe and product is a source of protein and meets 12.1% of RDA, which is 45.7 gram per day. That time pregnant woman, it was 55.2, it is 47. So this way we are improving education. Now let's see what changes. It is not low in fat. It is now very low in sodium. Now it is a source of folate also. So this recipe product is a source of folate. B9 meets 19.5% of RDA, which is 22 gram per day, and which is evident enough because in pregnancy the folate requirement shoots up. Normal, it's very low compared to men. So it is a source of folate also. Same recipe, when given to a pregnant woman, it is not a source of folate. I cannot claim it. But same recipe, if I'm giving to a normal woman, so this way you can solve community nutrition problem, malnutrition problem. What will happen if I'm putting the same recipe for a teenage girl, teenage boy? So you can do multiple permutation combination, multiple examples you can form. And it all depends on the curiosity and the motivation of a single student what to do with this output. So that is the particular second problem statement solved by NSR NutriCal. Now let's move forward. So there's always room for more innovations, right? So what we did, if you have gone through, I think you all have used IFCT database, like using PDF. Okay, right? Yeah. So in IFCT book, you have kilojoule value, not kilocalorie value, right? Second, you have, when you are talking about vitamin A, you have to calculate beta carotene first, then do a multiplication factor, then you will add up, then you will get total vitamin A. Okay. So what we did, we did the calculation, we converted all the kilojoule value into kilocal value. You don't have to do that. Then we take the standard references from RDA book and use the equation. Now you can directly get vitamin A equations. You don't have to do secondary equation. Third, we compile total vitamin D. D2, D3 is available. You will get one single value. So you don't have to do two numbers and then you have to manually add that. Time is being saved there. Now, this is the era of protein. Everybody's talking about protein, right? So what we did in IFCT, if you will see, the protein amino acid content is available in per 100 gram protein. You have to do cross multiplication again, then secondary cross multiplication, 2 times cross multiplication. So what we did, now you can get amino acid value per 100 gram edible portion. So real time, you can actually target certain. So for a branch chain amino acid, you want to look for some essential amino acid, or some clinical case where you want to target some certain amino acid. So real time, you can see this recipe, what is that amino acid content in that particular recipe. So I can show you that also. It's not that hard. It's very easy. So go to this NutriCal sheet. I want vitamin A. I will look for vitamin. So see vitamin A, microgram I'll take. Let's talk about methionine. So I'm taking methionine. That's it. One click. See, in progress, that means it is doing the calculation for you. The moment it will come back to NSR, that means everything is done. And your vitamin A is there, methionine is here. So fast, so easy. Okay. Now in this, you get two totals. In the row 7, you get the actual total of the recipe. And in row 6, you get per 100 gram total. Okay. Why per 100 gram total? To make the recipe standardized. So somewhere you want to use, like in packaged product, you use per 100 gram nutrition profiling, right? So that's why you are getting per 100 gram value also, and you are getting total value also, which is, you can take the entire ingredients of a 24-hour potent and you can actually get the entire total value also. So both values are coming in. So take NutriCal as a calculator and use your brain to what to use with these numbers, like what significance value every single student brain can get out from this numbers. Now, second thing is the NutriCal sheet. It is a 3.1 version. So when we first launched NutriCal, it was having only NutriCal IFCT value. Then we tried to put in graph. Then we brought a USDA database, and then we brought in the nutrient claim. But again, the sheet was dependent on a browser. And when you are trying to open that sheet on a mobile phone, the numbers are very small, right? So it is very difficult for you to use that. But what we did a few months back, we did the entire coding again. We made the entire NutriCal from scratch. And now you can actually use this Google Sheet on Google Sheet mobile app, whether it's Android or iOS. And similarly, it is a browser-based sheet. So doesn't matter your Windows-based or iOS or MacBook you are using. So it doesn't matter where are using it. It's a web-based thing, so it doesn't matter which laptop you are using. You just have to log in into your Google ID, because a Google Sheet is a link to your Gmail ID. Wherever you are, you can easily log in into it and start using the NutriCal sheet. So you are, in future, you are changing your laptop, whatever is happening outside, everything is saved on your Google Drive. And obviously, we are getting the additional facilities of Google security, so that individual sheet is being easily secured. Second, what we do, whenever we get a subscription thing, we create a brand new sheet for you. Okay, so that means whatever work you are doing on your sheet is not going to merge with your fellow student. So your fellow students sheet will be different from your sheet, and whatever you are doing on your sheet is private to you and you only. Now, so why to trust us? When we started this project was back in 2019, and I'm telling you, we started it when we were studying masters in dietetics. So in the final year, uh, to be very honest, I'm a very lazy person. When the moment I was introduced to mathematics, and I thought ki these many numbers I had to do it for each case study, so I got stuck. So what I did, I made a calculation sheet for myself and for my group only, quite selfish. So what we used to do it, the entire class was doing case study in like 4 days, and my team was getting it done in like few minutes only because the calculation was over. So we were left with 3 extra days. So I used the extra days, go to library, dig more about nutrition, look for equations. So right now I'm having actual research paper of Harris Benedict, how he made that equation, how he made the regression model, and why we are not able to make the equation of our own in India. So that amount which we have saved, and that is got invested into creation of this. And the final year of masters, when that one single case study got multiplied to 500 times, and when I saw my seniors literally crying, so many numbers are there, we cannot do it, so hectic, why we took this course. And nutrition is such a beautiful field in India right now. It's like third, fourth fastest growing industry. Why you're saying like this? And that time I realized that this pain is coming to me also. So that time we created, not for only me, for the entire batch we created. No, not this part. That's a completely different part for anthropometric assessment. Your carbohydrate distribution, your FFQ, fat percentages, skin fold measurements. All this mathematics was being put into one single tool, and the entire thing was done. Like which was going to take 3 months, was getting done in weeks time. So, and now the students are having more time for actual interpretation of the output. If you're wasting so much time only in numbers, and when you get the all the scores ready after using SPSS and other things, so you will be left with very small amount of time to understand what significant difference your research has made for the society, or what significant information you're getting out. Is it something you are going to disturb whatever we have knowledge? And I'm telling you, each one of you have that potential, that what we are studying right now, what notions we have, you can actually disturb that by creating something new which is yet not discovered. And that's how the innovation is going to come up. How we know carbohydrate having 4 kilocalorie, right? Somebody has done that work. Okay, how we got Harris Benedict equation? Somebody has done that work. All is human, yet same we. So we can do all such things. And that time we got our first, because we were students, right? So whichever dietetic association gave us this handwritten recommendation letter that whatever we are doing with the tool of NutriCal, it is commendable. And they gave us a check of 5,000 rupees also, so that, sorry, not from you is calling, no? Nobody is from your side is calling. No? Okay. I'll carry forward. No problem. So that gave us the motivation. And right now, the same NutriCal sheet is being used by clinical dietitian live on the live case studies. Like live patients, they are using NutriCal sheet. PhD scholars are using NutriCal sheet to solve their case study or their research work. RD interns have used the case studies, and many institutes have collaborated with us for. I'm sorry, for uh, introducing NutriCal as the course material, and that's what we are promoting also. Why we want students to get one session. You faculty can promote one session. Do nothing in that session. You go to graphs and find out information. Even we don't know. Like this is a huge database, right? 542 food items. Even we have not come out. Like I have given the average of cereals, right? 3 kilocalorie per gram, 1 kilocalorie per gram. You can do that also. You can create your own exchange list, and you can give that exchange list to the entire nation. So that's how we are having, and we are in loop of other collaborations also. Now coming to the last problem statement, which is the money. And we understand, like being a student, we have so many cost responsibility, right? Some are privileged, some are not privileged enough. And I'm not saying that NutriCal is the only tool available outside. There are many tools, but they start from 3,000 rupees, 4,000 rupees, right? And we felt there will be few students who can afford 3,000 rupees tool. And what about those individuals who cannot afford for certain financial constraint? So is the money is a defining factor right now, that a student will get good quality education and if somebody is not having money, and that will be devoid of such tools? And that why we decided on our own that we'll take the hit of, because right now I'm telling you, those who have taken the tool, they have called us that you can at least minimum you should charge 1,500. But somehow we are keeping everything. I'm telling you, it will take next 2 years to only recover the cost of making NutriCare. So we will not be able to make any single rupee profit for next 2 years, because every subscription I have to pay GST, I have to pay the payment gateway fee, and there is the maintenance cost of our cloud. There's so many things. But right now we are trying our best to keep the cost as minimum as possible, so that maximum amount of students can use it, because you never know uh, who will come out with more innovation by using this. So right now, the actual price we kept was 1,100 for normal individual. Most of you couldn't wait till Friday, so they paid 650. I personally texted you guys also, if you can wait for 2 more days, you will get a subsidized price. But for those lucky individual who are going to subscribe from today onwards, for you the pricing will be just 500 rupees, and which is bare minimum, right? 500 rupees is actually a negligible amount if you're going to divide by 365 days, or just per month divide. Like it is something very less. Like you can, for one single, if you're going out for one single treat for some party celebration, you can easily spend 500 rupees just like that. So that is the last problem statement right now, to reduce the cost of such tool, to go and dig into the student life, and to take that responsibility on the NSR organization. And that's what we did. Now what we are expecting from faculty members to introduce NSR as a course material, not limited to case studies, to make something bigger. Okay, to create something which is not there. Why not you come up with some project? Okay, and that's example even I gave. We created first thing, we were the top 5 innovation of the entire Manipal University. We got our fund before I got my degree from Government of India for such innovation. So being student is not a limit. Okay, being student is not a limit. It's only a mindset difference and amount of time you are saving. Because a faculty member will relate with me ki, you are coming happy face every single day, but you have the family responsibilities. There are so many things going on apart from the normal. But students are free. The moment you're going out of the college, you are free. Faculty members, everybody who is doing job, they have secondary responsibilities also. So why not you save that time and invest in something like, even I don't know, like, to be very honest, we are into constant innovation. Even we don't know what next we are going to create, and what new service we are going to bring in front of you guys. Second, researchers, like if somebody is going forward for research, and if you are looking for master's thesis, look for more problem statements, and you can communicate with us also. If you feel that certain equations are taking so much time, why not automate this part, or why not do that part? So that way we want more and more problem statement, because we are having very few brains working. We have our own limitation, plus we are biased to our own tool. So we are working from very long time, so we cannot think freshly, right? So you can think fresh, because the very first time you are getting introduced to this. And from students, I'm repeating again and again, be smarter and innovate more. Now, how you will get those who have received NutriCal, you can easily see in this, for this particular link, you will get the NutriCal sheet. Then you have 2 more link. One is manual, from where you can get a manual, and one is the nutrient list. Again, to promote education, what we did, we compiled the entire nutrient list, so that you can actually look for what more nutrients are available in our database. So I'll show you, it's available here only. First, I'll show you the manual. It is available with that link. When you click, the step-by-step procedure is available. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. What to do, from where to get what information, and what output you are getting. These many outputs you are getting, and same all other information is available there. Anyway, WhatsApp is there available. Whenever you are in doubt, drop a message. me or somebody else from the team will respond. That's our official number from WhatsApp. That is one thing. Second, the nutrient list is available there. Let it get refresh. Yes. So you can clearly see certain nutrients are available in IFCT. Some are available only in IFCT, but not in USDA. Some are available in USDA, but not in IFCT. So this way you can smartly choose which database to look for. If certain requirements are there, and there is a huge list. Somebody is in urgency leave. The fatty acid profile is there. You can look for any ingredient. Okay, polyphenols you can look for, phytosterols you can look for. We are having amino acid entire profile is available. So you can again do whatever you want to look for, and in the bottom here you can easily see how we have done the conversions. So let's take example of vitamin A. So we used not only beta carotene, we used alpha carotene, beta cryptoxanthine, and we compiled it to get one single value of retinol. It is more precise now. When we were using only beta carotene to get the retinol value, now you are getting two more carotene values to get the retinol output. So this is what is all about. Now I'm open for Q&A. Any feedback you would like to share with me? How was the session? Was I boring? Or students will be forcing, why we are sitting here? We could have just used this time somewhere else. So yes. Any doubt? Those who are using NutriCal, they can ask their own doubts. I am here, all open. Let's do one thing. I'll mute one side. It's I'm sorry for so much this.
Yeah. Yeah, I am Fatima Zuhra, Assistant Professor in Home Science Department. First of all, let me congratulate you for developing this online tool, a cost-effective tool. And
Good, thank you.
Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am, clearly. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Actually, I think your session will be an inspiration to our students to develop something new. Okay.
Yes, true.
Yeah. And actually, I have used NutriCal for my PhD work, and I think I can see some new options in this NutriCal, like that attractive bars of showing that ascending and descending orders of nutrient content. And then the third one, analysis section. Okay, all this is something new. And I again appreciate you for including all this. And I have purchased your NutriCal, and we started using, and we had a doubt with that total section. And now it's clear. The first total is the overall total, and the upper one is per 100 grams, isn't it?
Yes.
Okay. So the problem we face is usually the majority of the calculations done by our students is for calculating the nutrient content per day's menu. Okay, so to plan a balanced diet or a therapeutic diet, and they'll be comparing with the RDA. Okay, so in that case, what we need is we need to calculate the nutrient content in the day's menu, and that total content should be compared with the RDA. Okay, so in this NutriCal, actually we are comparing the nutrient content per 100 gram with the RDA, isn't it?
Yes.
Yes, so this is mainly for the products or the recipes which we have developed, isn't it? Okay.
Yes.
So my request is there is an option to include the total nutrient, okay, whatever we have calculated, total nutrient value in the nutrient analysis section, so that we can compare it with the RDA. So that will be more useful to us.
So what we'll take this feedback and we'll try, because what we made this nutrient assessment wala part for Actually, for the product line only, for
Okay.
recipe innovation only. So this is not for RDA comparison.
Okay.
What we usually do, like for total and RDA graphs we need to create, what we can do, we can make it more comprehensive for the next version. In that, we can give the total RDA comparison where you can choose which RDA you want to look for and what nutrient you can look for. But as of now, you have to take the total value from the sheet, and then you have to manually look for the
Yeah.
RDA,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
in the separate sheet. So that is something we can work on. That I'm confident enough that we can actually put into an extra feature in the upcoming version of
Yeah.
NutriCal. But as of now, we have to manage with the limited features.
Okay. Okay. I think you can create a drop down in that section for 100 gram, whether it is per 100 gram or for the total. We can do that.
As I mentioned, that complexity of the equation was so huge that to give that other variations, because you see the different RDA groups, and for every single we had to match that values. So what we can do as of now, it's not possible because it will take the entire coding. A new sheet will be developed. So in coming future, we'll surely put it. Maybe for the next batch. For this batch, they have to do a little bit of extra manual calculations. But
Okay.
maybe next future we can surely put this part there.
Okay, okay. Thank you. Thank you. And one more doubt, that second section, no, nutrient content, whether it is highest values, ascending, descending order. You have shown how to enlarge the screen, but I couldn't do that.
I'll show you. It's in the bottom right corner. You will take it and let it get open. I'll show you.
Ananda.
Yes. So now you can see in the bottom when you go in the last section. Here, when you will take your mouse, a bar will come out, this gray bar, and last May you have the full screen option. Got it? Like when you take the cursor on the down, there you will get the full screen cursor section. Done.
Sir, one more thing. How
Yes,
we
ma'am.
can save this file, or we can download this?
I'll show
We,
you both
uh,
things. I'll show you. Just
then, sir, when comparing in old NIA, that nutritive value table, in that some of the ingredients, some of the food items, nutrients is there, but it is not present in IFCT book. For example, sugar value and all, it is not in IFCT. So how we can compare in this?
so sugar, that's a limitation will be there always, because if IFCT database is not having it, so we cannot bring that value because that is entire research. So actually, like I personally went to NI and I have discussed with the actual scientist who has developed the database. So it's a very big project they did. So whatever information is not there in IFCT, it's not there at all. So we cannot help in that. But what you can do is you can look the substitute in the USDA database. But USDA database is something which is very big, that is 7,700 food items are there. So that is something you can look forward from there. But as of now, like the standard value which the entire India can use is not available in IRCT.
But it is a common ingredient, sir, for common food items, So if it is not getting means it is be difficult.
True, like we are working on that, because the thing is it's not only about sugar, like it's about the minute ingredients also. So what we are doing, we have set up a R&D team who is working on putting Not only these are missing food items, but some packed food items like packaged milk, which we are getting, certain kind of other food item like normal biscuits, and other things also. And we are also trying to put some recipes in the NutriCal, but that is again a huge product. As I mentioned, we want to try to keep the cost of development also minimum, because if it is costing us so much, then we will be forced to provide it at a higher range. So we are trying our best to compile that information, but as of now, like, the same information is a limitation for any other tool also, because that is a standard national database.
So could you show that save, how we
Yeah.
can save the file or download the PDF format and we can convert? Whether
So,
this calculated sheet, the students can be downloaded this sheet.
so I'll tell you which is will be beneficial for all the students and uh, whoever is using NutriCal for whatever purpose. So what you can do is there are multiple options. Okay. Now, for example, you are doing a research in your locality, like, so you will be having certain Kerala dishes which is common there, like that will be commonly used in every single calculation. Whenever you are using a 24-hour recall or every single case study you're solving, that item will be there definitely. So what you can do, you can create a recipe on your own, because you will be more aware of the actual ingredient portion size of different ingredients in the recipe. So you can actually use that. And what you can do, you can actually save that recipe. So there's a button save here. The moment I will click save, so you will see in progress will go here, and in my recipe sheet, see Unity College recipe which we have developed, and all the 225 nutrients, but this is per 100-gram value. This way you can actually create your own database of recipe. So next time you are using 24 recall, so you don't have to put all the ingredients for every single dish. So what you can do, now come back to NutriCal sheet. In the database you have seen my recipe or product database, which is same. So you will click on this, and now this drop down will show you the Unity College recipe. So this way you can use it, and whatever portion of that recipe being used, 30 grams, 40 grams, you can easily put this. So one thing is you can create your own recipe database, which you can commonly use. Second, now for example, I have used this, and this is my case study number 1. Okay. So now I want to do second case study. For that, you have to reset the sheet, but I want to save this assessment also, which I can put into my manual, or I can submit through email to my faculty members. Like for that case study, this is the entire assessment I have done. So what you can do, there are multiple options. A very efficient option would, I would say, you go down, you will see there's an arrow. Okay, there is an arrow there. When you click this, you have an option to copy to. You can clearly see this. So you can copy to new spreadsheet, or you can copy to any spreadsheet you are having on your Google Drive. So let's make a new spreadsheet for every single case. So when I click this, it is doing a copying sheet, and now you have a duplicate of the sheet ready in your drive, and this I can name. Let it get saved. This is my, let's say, case study 1. Okay. Now this is separate. This is separate from your actual calculation sheet. See this, you cannot do calculation in that sheet. You can only do the calculation in the same sheet which we have shared with you, because the coding is going to recognize that only sheet, right? But this way you can save any number. So this way, virtually, there is no limit of how many case studies you can solve, how many copies you can make of output sheet, and you can easily create. And this you can do for any sheet. You can see this, and you can do it for any sheet. You can do for analysis sheet also. You can just copy it into a new spreadsheet, and this way you can do multiple case studies solved. So for example, case study 1 is solved, and I can just come to this reset. Now this entire NutriCal sheet will become brand new for me. I can solve second case. See this? So now you can easily do that. Now second thing is also there. it is a Google Sheet. That means copy paste feature is very well available. So next time, if for example, I want to take these things again, I can simply copy from here. I can come here, I'll paste it. But see, in this bar, you have to paste values only. This is something mandatory. You have to do this. Paste values only. NutriCal. Done. So for example, if you have some recipes developed, or for example, you are having 224 recalls, which 80% is same only. So why to select again and again, again and again? You just copy that part, paste it here, but make sure paste values only option should be there, and your calculation is done. So the copy paste feature is again giving you the efficient way of using. So this way, even the project can be done. One project can be done. Keys you can divide the entire class in different food groups, and every group can create standardized recipes for that thing, and then later on you can compile it, and entire class can use, or university can use that database as their private database whenever new students are coming in, or what any research is going on, so that database can be used there also. So that feasibility of copy paste and saving and then copying the sheet virtually unlimited number of time, like amount of spaces they are typed, is giving you more efficient way of learning nutrition.
Sir, one more doubt, whether we can insert any row in between
No.
that?
No. Because try to understand that whatever cell is there, it is being coded. Because how the code will recognize that in row that you have given rice or tomato, whatever. So the entire sheet, every single cell is being placed. So there is no scope of adding more rows. So you can do only that number of calculation. You can cut, like you can just put the values down that you can do, but deleting and adding row is not possible. Like, because that way, what will happen? One was yes, there's a limitation, but some people, what they'll do, they will just keep add the row and they will take the entire database out. They will just keep adding the value 100 grams. They will take the database out. So 3 years of hard work, somebody will take away just like that. So to reduce that, glitch of security of our database, so we kept it. Plus, it is easy for us also. Right now it is having 2,121 2121 calculations are happening in those few seconds. So for example, if we are adding more rows, so it will take more time to do calculations. So like in 4 seconds, but that is the power of NutriCal, that up to 200, like we were talking about only 500 calculation in my presentation, but in 4 seconds you can get 2,121 repetitions done. So we'll try to improve more, and we'll keep it like how more and more features can incorporate. But try to understand that, imagine those individuals who got only IFCT. Now all these things again in the same reduced price of 500 rupees only.
Sir, in the page last, there is protect sheet. That part, sir. Protect sheet.
This one, right? My database.
In NutriCal, NSR NutriCal. First.
All sheets are protected.
Yeah, there is a option for permission and all. What is it?
I mean, that is something again, so that you cannot disturb the sheet. So you can only enter the data. Like for example, this, so I can do it because this is an original sheet. Now, for example, if you are disturbing this part, so you will reduce the drop down only. The drop down will go away. So what we did, we gave the access to edit only that part which can be edited by you, and which is wherever the coding is there done, it is being restricted, so that by mistake any student and researcher cannot make any changes into the Google sheet, and this will break the entire coding. So there is no problem in that. Restriction is something same like a not non-workable area. There in that area you cannot work because there is no need of working that area.
So can you explain about its privacy? Is it visible to others, maybe to you people? Anybody
Like for
else?
us, for our organization, we have a strict protocol. We don't open your sheet until unless permission provided by you. Like for example, you are having certain problem and you will ask us, ki, let's connect on the same sheet and solve it. Otherwise, don't worry. Like big PhD students are using it, like clinical dietitian currently using it. So nobody has opened because we have strict protocol available there. So nobody can go into and lock it. Anybody else in the organization, nobody can go into your sheet. So it is 100% secure from that matters.
Okay. At the same time, we can share it with the people whom we want. No?
No, like, because this is only coding. As I mentioned, when you take the subscription, we
Okay.
do it for your Gmail ID. So you cannot share it with anybody else. So it will only run only and only for your Gmail ID. So if somebody
That's a,
wants to use the Google Sheet, they have to take secondary subscription.
there is a share option at the top. What does it
That
mean?
is the default. That is the default for every Google Sheet.
Okay. Okay.
That is the default. Like many other things are there in Google Sheet. Na? So this thing you can do whatever you want to do. When you make a copy, the copy, so you can easily share to whoever you want to share. But the actual sheet which is we have shared with you, in which the calculation is doing, the calculator sheet, that sheet you cannot share. So you can duplicate it if you want to share the output. Like for example, students want to share that sheet with a faculty member. So what they can do, they can duplicate the sheet by copying it, and then they can share the sheet easily.
One minute, sir.
Okay. Thank you.
Any other doubt from the students who have used it? If there is no other doubt, I can just discuss few more things with you. Like I have two more topics, like small, like 30 seconds.
Hello, sir. Am I audible?
Yes, clearly.
Okay. Hi. Hi. Hi, sir. I have actually bought NutriCal on month of February. I had been a part of your webinar on month of February. Yeah. So I bought it. What I didn't hear you. Did you say something?
We did a collaboration with Idea Kerala. That webinar you must have attended.
Yeah. I was there I heard that webinar. So I bought your NutriCal on the month of February. So I just wanted to know when should I renew and how long I can use this NutriCal sheet. Like it's
So
for
yes,
1 year.
good question. It's for 1 year. The 500 rupees is for 1 year. But again, from second year, we are only charging 50 rupees for the entire year. And for most of the cases, like till now, we have not charged that also. Why we want to charge 50 rupees? So that, because you understand, when we are creating a Google Sheet, we are consuming a space on a server, right? So that is a big cost to us to maintain a server. It's a very big cost. Okay. So we only want to keep serious user. If you are not using NutriCal, we can easily delete your sheet and save some space and share that space with somebody, other user. So that is only 50 rupees as of now. But again, if the cost of NutriCal will increase, obviously the subscription price will increase. But as of now, for you and anybody who is taking NutriCal from the link I will be giving to you, for them it will be 50. Like for new buyers later on in future, for them might be the subscription price increase. But for you, don't worry. Like for you, it's virtually one-time cost. You have already paid it, so you can use it as long as we are maintaining it for you.
Okay, thank you.
So if doubts are clear, I can just move forward with another topic. Like there's two things I wanted to discuss, and I want your feedback regarding that. Like it's about the new projects we are working on. So may I?
Yes.
Okay, great. So what we are doing now, NutriCal is done. Okay, so right now we are making a complete new. Uh, Great, thank you, ma'am. So what we are doing right now, we are trying to create a complete new web platform dedicated to dietitians of India. Okay, so first NutriCal will be there. So now the new web page will come up. As of now, what I will be doing, I will share the link of the NutriCal subscription. That will be a common link to Shala ma'am, and then whoever is interested, please ma'am distribute that link to them. Because if I'm pasting it here, like anyway, you have to copy it from the chat box. So I can just WhatsApp you, ma'am. It's okay.
Okay, sir.
Okay, great. So second thing is I request all of you to get connected with me and our page on LinkedIn. And that link also I will be sharing with the ma'am. So, ma'am, please distribute if you have come some common group of WhatsApp or somewhere. So this way, whatever new features or whatever we are creating new or any opportunity, like I constantly post on LinkedIn, like if something new is happening in industry, what is the industry going on in terms of financial, what is the how big the nutrition market in terms of dollars outside. So all such information I keep putting there on the LinkedIn, so that will be helpful for everybody to stay connected. Second, so we are trying to create. It was there on the older platform. I think those who have attended Idea Gala chapter, they must be aware that we had made a repository of books online from where nutrition students can download high-end nutrition book. If you're going outside, if you're going to buy those nutrition book, you will easily have to pay 1,000 rupees, 14,000 rupees, even 10,000 rupees, 14,000 rupees worth books are available. It is being donated by community only. So we are trying our best to keep that platform free of cost as of now, so that students when they are saving so much time. So I don't want students to waste their time, roaming around. So what they can do is they can use their time in reading those books and improve their education. So we are trying to put more and more books. They are very heavy books, like and literally we are trying to put the latest version, and they are very expensive books also, which is available in national and international authors. So that is one project. Second project I wanted to know from you, is there a need? Will you subscribe for such service or not? Now, it is the era of digitalization. Everybody understands that, right? The moment you are getting your degree, try to understand like the same time lakhs and lakhs students are getting the same degree also. So your competition suddenly will increase to your class batch size, so suddenly to entire nation, right? So to Not only that, your competition is with self-proclaimed dietitian, those who have lost their own weight. So they are, on Instagram, they are having some pages and they are selling diet plans. And dietitians are left behind because we are honest with our industry. So we do a lot of learning, we do a lot of research. For every case study, we learn so much. On the other hand side, those influencers outside and those who want to just mint money out of it, they are spending very minimum time of education, maximum time of bringing their digital presence. What we are trying to do is, we understand. I'll give you this example. So when you are a student, you're only investing. Yet right now you're not earning, right? And when you become a fresher, the expense is more than you're earning as of now, because you will not be suddenly earning so good, right? So if you are going to build your own presence, you want a website of your own, or you are moving forward of creating your own venture, you are creating your own startup, the cost of making all this thing is very, very high. Okay. And once you're having enough experience, then you can balance your expenses with your income. Then you can think of investing some good resources, money, to create something. And this is not limited to only students. When we discuss this plan with other individuals, my colleagues and my mentors also, we figure out it is not limited only to students. Those who are working right now, like faculties, those who are working in the hospitals, why not provide them a cost-effective web page, a point of contact web page, where the details of your qualification, what services you are providing will be there. And again, what we are trying to make it a zero commission platform. We have done the internet research. We found out there are platforms available right now. Consumers are not happy from them. They are charging some amount. At the same time, you have to pay commission to those platforms. Every client you are getting, so you have to pay some 15-20% commission. So we are saying it's a hard work of a dietitian, and how to create that platform commission free. Because if the cost of development is high, then obviously we also have to charge certain resources. So I want to understand from you, uh, we are trying to keep it like very minimum cost, because outside, if you go and ask somebody to make a website, I've seen real examples. They are charging significant amount, 50,000, 60,000 rupees. And then they came to me and I asked them that this website could be done in 15,000, 20,000 rupees easily, with profit of that agency. And they have charged you 50 and 60,000 rupees just because you were not aware of digital India, like all the digital options available outside. So we are trying to create a web page experience, kind of a freelancing platform for dietitian, where you will get a web page under your name, some xyz.com slash any of your name, clinic name, whatever. And that web page you can put anywhere, on your Instagram, on your WhatsApp business profile. And you can, whenever you get new clients are coming or somebody wants to take your service, you can directly put forward your link. And from there, they can fill a form and their entries will come directly to your mail. And you can do whatever you want to do with your client, like how much you want to charge, how well you want to consult. That is up to like completely confidential to the dietitian. No involvement. We will try our, it will be there. And this way, two things will happen. First thing, young freshers will get live experience outside, so that with the minimum investment, because there will be a bridge. The moment you will start earning enough, you have to invest in that particular time to understand the digital world also. You have understood the nutrition world. Now how, like for example, I tell this example in every webinar, like carbohydrate is having a 4 kilocalorie. It's an information, just an information. Okay, it is worth zero until unless I'm putting it into something useful. The moment I converted this information to something useful, it has become commercial and you can earn from this information. Okay. So how to do that? That you have to learn a lot, many skills in digital world, because going digital is smooth to enter, but to sustain there, it's difficult. So we want you to save, because people don't do mathematics enough. You're already investing 60,000 rupees, then you're earning, you will take, few months of time to recover the cost of website only. And what you are doing with that money? You're just getting leads only, right? You're getting this client. So that can you done on the web page only. So, and once you're experienced enough, you have understood the digital world, you can transform to your own domain. You can create your own website. And that's also we are trying to keep, like, should we provide that service also? But as of now, we are not there. We are just trying to serve into cost effective, bridging the gap what we are having by providing the skills which is not available for any dietitian. So how's this idea, and should we work on it? Because like we are working on the finances of this project. It's yet to come to me, like how expensive the project would be. So what's your review on that? Anybody? And the Scholar thing, something we are pretty sure by the next month we'll launch the Scholar platform. Stay connected. So all these books will come there. You can easily download and read. So, and plus you can online read that book also. We are keeping it that way that you can easily read it online, and whenever you want, you can download it and keep offline with you also. Non-commercial product. Any reference, like should we work on it? Is it useful, or you will be more interested into first doing a job, like whatever, like what's a fresh idea is coming to anyone of yours? That's the last session, then we can. Great, I got one. And I hope the last row is not sleeping, right? The session is not boring, right? I'm clear enough. It's not going boring, right? Because usually, like even I was student, I can understand. Right? So if somebody is sleeping, is I don't mind, because even I slept in many webinars, so it's fine. Yes, like as I mentioned, you all have that WhatsApp contact. That is our official number. Any time of the day, you can drop a message there. And if there's a requirement of connection also, like if you got stuck somewhere and you are doing some serious research work where you don't want to do a mistake, because it's a technology, okay? One mistake, once you reset, there's no way to get the data back, right? So once it's gone, it's gone. So if you got stuck somewhere, not only that, like we have gone to the personal level also. Mount Carmel College, their students were doing research, and I sat individually with one of the students to automate the entire FFQ. And for one PhD student, they were having 1,000 data entries for FFQ, and there was 8 lakhs of repetition. 8 lakhs of repetition. No way it was possible to doing manually. We have in that scenario, whatever possible we can do. It is something we can come into the ground level with you, have a discussion, one-to-one discussion, and wherever possible, it depends on how much efforts and do we have that much skill and time to solve that particular problem statement, will definitely come forward. And that's the benefit. Like we are not from someone from outside. Every single individual at NSR, it's a dietitian itself. We don't have a single individual from outside industry. So we understand every single problem you might face in future or might be currently facing.
Second years, bioinformatics the part.
I think that's all for the session. So we can just wind up the session, because if there's no other doubt, as I mentioned, like the webinar was supposed to be at 3:30. So I'm somewhere else right now. I had to travel. So I have kept this. So it's almost time is up. I have to vacate the room. So I'll just put the first slide now where the logo of college is also there. That would be great.
First slide.
Respected Nigesh sir, my teachers and my dear friends, good afternoon. It's like a basic thing for all of us that we know how much of a struggle it is to calculate all these ingredients, nutrient values of all these ingredients. So basically, I myself have been using NutriCal for almost 5 months, 4 months, and I can assure you, each one of you, 100% that this is very easy to use. It's very helpful, and we'll get extra time to do more of our work related to our studies. So I thank you, sir, for coming up with this wonderful idea of creating this app. And
Thank you very much.
okay, and I also thank you for spending your valuable time with us. That we were all attentively we listened to you. And last, I thank all my teachers for introducing NutriCal with us. And thank you all my dear friends. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much. So thank you, Shahala ma'am, for connecting with me, and I'm sorry, and HOD ma'am and the Department of Home Science for giving me this opportunity to present this idea and believing that yes, there is a need of change, and we are ready to get that change. And I always say there's a cost of time. I thank all the students for providing your valuable time to me, because you could have done so much in this time. So thank you for tolerating this webinar with me. Happy learning, and whatever new is coming to you, we can have a discussion anytime. That number mainly stays with me, but WhatsApp is accessible to the team. So if I'm not available, you will definitely get a reply. For 90% chances, I will be the one who will be connecting with you. Great. So thank you very much. Let's end the session now. Thank you. Thank you very much.